As I'm recording, there's a man over there talking about sending people back to Africa because we don't belong here. That is why sometimes you just need to go. For so many of us, the dream of returning home, bringing back our skills, our experiences, and our dreams to the soil that raised us is very powerful. It's a journey filled with incredible promise, but it also requires adequate preparation. And in this video, I'm going to share information that will equip you to return home successfully. Stay tuned. If you are an African diasporan and you intend on going to Africa, going back for an extended stay or to live there permanently, this is a video for you. A big welcome to you. If we've never met before, my name is Lady Bree. If you are a returning friend, you are most welcome. So you've been away from home for a long time. Africa is calling. You are done. You've decided it's time to go back home, either to stay for an extended period of time or you've decided you are moving permanently. It's not as easy as just buying a ticket and deciding to go back. There's a few things you need to put into place before you return, if your return is going to be successful. So in this video, I am going to cover those important things you need to consider, and let's dive in. First up, let's talk about money. Financial planning is probably the most crucial thing you need to take into consideration. You've been earning your money in a different currency, probably US dollar or euro or British pounds, Australian dollars, whatever it is. Depending on where you are living, most likely you've been using a different currency. I'm going to give a lot of examples about Zambia because that is my home country. However, a lot of what I'm going to share will apply to many other countries in Africa. I've traveled to several of them, and I'm sure you can identify with a lot of the stuff that I'm going to share. So money. The currency is going to be different. For example, in our economic landscape in Zambia, we use the kwacha. And if you've been following the kwacha in the past few years, it fluctuates all over the place. So the exchange rate is bound to affect your economic power. The cost of living is generally cheaper in Zambia, I would say, from my experience, and that's probably the case for many parts of Africa. However, you just need to be aware of the fact that the dollar or pound exchange will definitely affect your economic power. While we're talking about money, you need to open a local account at a trusted bank. I would highly recommend that you do not depend entirely on your foreign investments or your foreign bank accounts, because sometimes it takes too long to do transfers. With technology, things have become a lot easier. You can send money from your US account, for example, into your Zambian account in minutes. However, there are times when things don't just work right. So I recommend that you keep some money in a local account. Are you enjoying the video? Then share it with somebody. They might be interested to know about this topic as well. Still on the topic of money, how will you sustain yourself? If you plan on looking for a job wherever you're going, start early. Make sure that you have done a thorough investigation of the job market. Your qualifications will probably give you an advantage, but that doesn't automatically mean that you will be able to find a job. So if you're planning on working while you are there, you need to start early, start applications early, and make sure you have something lined up before you go. If you are an entrepreneur and you plan on starting a business, Again, research your field, research how you're going to start that business, and do some market studies to make sure that you are prepared. There are so many opportunities for small businesses in Africa. However, I would recommend that you start small. Don't pour all your money in a business that you've never done before. Next, citizenship and visa issues. If you are a dual citizen in the country where you are headed, this will not be an issue. However, you still need to have all your travel documents in order. If you are traveling as a family, make sure everything is in place. We live in a crazy world. I was shooting a whole different video and somebody in my background is screaming about sending back these Africans to their land. They don't belong here, and wow. You see why we want to go back home? It's for stuff like that. It's not everybody, but there's just enough people in these places that just make you feel so unwelcome.
We told you to send them back home to their roots. Didn't we tell you that? The tribes came on news maps and says we don't know who these people are. We don't know who these people are. Remember, the tribes did. Native American tribes. Said, who are these people? Pick the statue, pick the history, pick the redskin. They came to your government, told you. You're not listening to the tribes.
As I'm recording, there's a man over there talking about sending people back to Africa because we don't belong here. That is why sometimes you just need to go. So while I'm recording this video, there's a man in my background that just started shouting about sending all these Africans to their roots and all swearing and asking people to call on the president to kick us out. I'm obviously dressed in African garb here, and even though I feel uncomfortable, I am going to finish this video. I have the right to be here just as much as he does. So let's continue. Many African countries have an incentive where you can clear your household goods tax-free. So in the case of Zambia, here are the details you need to consider. You need to look into your eligibility to see if you qualify. And in order to qualify, you must have lived outside of Zambia for a minimum of 2 years. And then there's a timeline. Your goods must be imported within 6 months of your return date. If you miss this window, you will have to pay food duties and taxes. Next, you need to show proof of ownership. You must prove that the vehicle and household goods have been owned and used by you for a period of time. And from what I can see, the suggested time is 6 months to over a year. In other words, before your return, you should have had these items in your possession for about 6 months to a year. And brand new things are subject to taxes. Next, you need to gather certified copies of your passport showing your entry and exit dates. You should have a valued packing list of your household effects and your vehicle ownership documents. So from my understanding, some documents may need certification from the Zambian Commission. You need to have a taxpayer identification number to clear your goods. So whether you are paying taxes or not, you can apply for this TPIN through ZRA. Also need to be aware that household goods and vehicles require a separate clearance. So you need to bear that in mind. Are you enjoying this video? Then give it a like. Thank you. So moving your household goods is a part-time job by itself. So you need to do some preparations for that. Besides the ZRA process, you need to research costs and timelines for shipping your goods. Other than that, you need to find a shipper or a shipping agent that will help you prepare your shipment. Here is something that a lot of people are not talking about when it comes to returning to your home country. You will face reverse cultural shock. You've been away for a long time. You've changed. Your country has changed. Don't think that you will just slide back into place and carry on wherever you left off. It doesn't work that way. You will have to adjust. So go in with a mindset of learning, reconnecting with the people you love, reconnecting with old friends, and making new friends. The other thing is you will have to adjust your expectations from family and the community around you. Depending on the type of family you come from, after years away, you may find that some family relationships have changed. Some family members might have very high expectations of you financially and otherwise. Navigating these new boundaries as you settle down will be very important. You may experience a few moments of isolation or loneliness because even though this is your home country, it's going to feel different. So just be patient with yourself and the people around you. You will have a social life again. Just be patient. Are you enjoying this video? If you are, please be sure to share this video with somebody else. Give it a like and comment. When you do these free things, it helps me to promote my video. One big thing you will notice is that the pace of life and communication will be very different. If you've been living in the US, your pace of life has been very fast. And remember, not everybody lives this way. When you go back home, there will be things that you will need to adjust to. Bureaucracy may be slower than you expect it to be. Basically, expect delays and learn to be patient because things will not move as fast as you're used to. For example, if you are opening a bank account, whereas in the US, you can literally open several bank accounts in 20 minutes, it might take a few days, sometimes even weeks, to get an account open. Now, things have changed a lot in Zambia. You can actually open an account in a short period of time. However, in general, I suggest that you just adjust your expectations so that you're not always frustrated. Another big thing to prepare for is the healthcare system. Now, the healthcare system in Zambia has really improved. I don't know about the different countries, but nonetheless, it will probably not be the exact way that you've been used to for the past several years. Do your research, figure out what are the best clinics, hospitals around your area, make relationships, have a plan in place so that in case of emergency, in case of illness, you know where to go. So there you have it. I finished filming this video in peace despite the angry man who was there basically screaming and yelling to send people back to Africa. That's where we live, and sometimes that's why we leave. Our maize is almost ready for harvest. It's all dried. Definitely much better than last year's season. And my palm trees are doing really well. They've grown several inches since I've been here. So it's exciting to see. It's been my absolute pleasure spending this time with you. I wish you God's blessings, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.